Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your home for gaming, tech, news, and reviews. In today's video, we are doing the, I don't want to say weekly, maybe the whenever I get around to it, yeah, that works. Whenever I get around to it, ask me anything or Q&A. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, the very first question is from Elazar Tech. Here's my question, GBA good for Galax phones? I'm going to assume they mean Samsung Galaxy phones, in which case, absolutely yes. Most, if not all, Samsung Galaxy phones should be able to run Game Boy Advance emulators very easily. GBA emulators are not system heavy by any stretch of the imagination. So if you're looking for a free one, I would recommend going through RetroArch and trying a few different cores, seeing which one works best for you. If that's too complicated, you could always check out Pizza Boy GBA Pro or GBA.emu or even MyBoy. All of those emulators should suffice in emulating Game Boy absolutely fine for you. Alright, for question number 2, Mr. Sujano, I have a question. Pokemon Sun and Moon can run in Mediatek Helio G70 Realme C3. So I'm going to guess this is about Citra, the 3DS emulator. Can you run Pokemon Sun and Moon on a Realme C3? I will say you can probably, but it's probably not going to be that great. Right now, the Citra emulator on Android is very early on in its development life cycle. It did release officially, but at the same time, the emulator is so new yet, it's very far from its final state. There's still a lot of refinements that have to happen. In terms of overall capabilities and compatibilities with ROMs and phones, it's still kind of limited. And I would say it's probably not optimized for the Mediatek Helio G70 at this time. So maybe in the future, but definitely not now. Now, I don't want to leave you hanging with that answer, and I will say, if you are dead set on emulating 3DS on Android, you should probably look at a phone with a Snapdragon processor, and the best Snapdragon processor that you can get. I would say overall you still might not be fully satisfied on your emulation experience, but that will also probably change in time once Citra gets better. This next question is an interesting one. It asks, Mr. Sujano, can you go over the best telescopic controller, or maybe try to review them if you can? So this is interesting. I haven't really done I haven't done one telescopic controller review on this channel. I did talk about the telescopic controller from Razer, but I can't recommend that one due to lack of compatibility with a ton of different phones. So in terms of overall telescopic controllers, from the ones that I have used, the best one that comes to my mind, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one overall, but it's the best one that I've used, and that is this one here, the ipega PG9167. Now, I wouldn't recommend this over something like an 8-bit DOE, but at the same time, if you are looking for a telescopic controller, this should hopefully be a pretty good bet. Now for the next question. On my Raspberry Pi, how do I get CPU usage to stay in the taskbar? It used to on my earlier Pi, thanks in advance. Well, this one is pretty simple. On the taskbar in Raspberry Pi OS, if you right-click on the top right-hand corner of it, actually I think you can probably right-click anywhere on it, but on the top right-hand corner, if you right-click there, you can actually add the CPU usage to appear in the top right-hand corner on your taskbar. So it's a stock setting. You don't need to install anything special to display it. All you have to do is just find it, and it should be there. Now for the last question of today. This is about the Analog Pocket. Why a tempered glass screen protector if the screen is already Gorilla Glass? This is a very good question, and for this one, the answer is also, it's a tough answer to be honest with you. It might seem simple to say it is redundant. A lot of cell phones nowadays, mine included, contain Gorilla Glass, or at least a version or a comparable type of glass to protect the phone. So with Gorilla Glass, it's supposed to be crack resistant, scratch resistant. It's a very durable type of glass, and it's actually probably more durable than a lot of tempered glass screen protectors. Now, that can't be said for all phones out there, but if your phone is equipped with Gorilla Glass and not an iPhone, you should probably have a pretty durable screen. But at the same time, If you do put your phone, or I guess this analog pocket, into your pocket that contains keys and maybe other sharp items, you might actually end up with a few unintended scratches. I don't use a screen protector on my phone, but again, I don't put my phone into a pocket where I have keys. Well, first and foremost, because it doesn't fit very well, because the Note 9 is a huge phone, but at the same time, I'm protective of it. I don't put it into a pocket filled with loose change or with keys. I don't throw it into a purse. I don't throw it into a backpack. I'm very careful on how I store my phone. That's kind of where I'm going here. I think if you're putting your analog pocket into compromising situations, you might need the tempered glass screen protector, but for the average person, you probably don't. Anyways, that is all I have for today. If you want any of your questions answered in whenever I get around to the next Q&A or ask me anything, let me know in the comments below. Just leave your question there and I'll try my best to get to it. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Thank you, everyone. Take care.